Respect isn't given, it's earned. And in a world full of men seeking validation, the rarest and most attractive quality a man can have is self-mastery. Today, we're diving into 7 Stoic principles that will make you not just more respected by women, but by everyone around you. Most men think respect comes from money, status, or looks. But true respect, especially from women, comes from your mindset, discipline, and ability to control yourself under any circumstances. Attraction is more than charm. It's about the energy you bring into a room. When you master these Stoic tactics, you won't just attract women, you'll gain the respect of peers, friends, and everyone around you. Stick around for the final principle. It's the most powerful mindset shift that separates weak men from truly dominant ones. Most men never realize this one trait is what makes or breaks their presence. Once you adopt it, you'll never look at relationships the same way again. Principle number 1, master your emotions. Women respect men who control their emotions, not men who are controlled by them. Emotional discipline shows strength, stability, and maturity. Emotions are natural, but how you respond to them defines you. A man who is easily triggered, reacts impulsively, or loses his temper appears weak. Women, whether consciously or subconsciously, test men to see if they can stay calm under pressure. If you fail this test, you lose respect instantly. Key Stoic. Quote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Marcus Aurelius. You can't control how people act toward you, but you can control how you respond. A woman will respect a man who can handle stress, criticism, and even rejection with poise. Actionable tip: pause before reacting. When faced with anger, frustration, or disappointment, take a deep breath before responding. This simple act of restraint shows emotional control. Detach from outcomes. Don't get emotionally attached to how a woman responds to you. If she's distant or tests you, stay unbothered. Confidence comes from knowing your worth. Practice emotional neutrality. Don't overreact to compliments or insults. Stay steady. A man who isn't easily shaken is naturally attractive. Example: imagine a woman says something to test you. You're not my type. A weak man might get defensive or beg for validation. A Stoic man smirks and calmly says, "That's fair. Not everyone has good taste." Principle number 2, speak less, say more. Weak men talk too much, seeking approval. Strong men listen, observe, and speak only when necessary. Many men try to impress women by talking excessively, bragging, over-explaining, or trying to fill every silence. But real confidence comes from knowing you don't need to prove anything with words. Women respect men who listen more than they speak, choose their words carefully, and let their actions do the talking. Key Stoic. Quote, "Better to trip with the feet than with the tongue." Zeno of Citium. Speaking too much, especially when nervous, often leads to saying things you regret. Instead, a controlled, deliberate approach to communication shows power. Actionable tip: checkmark pause. Before you speak. Before responding, take a moment to think. This makes you appear more composed and thoughtful. Eliminate filler words. Avoid saying like, or rambling. Speak with confidence and clarity. Use silence as a tool. Don't be afraid of pauses in conversation. A man who is comfortable with silence exudes confidence. Example: imagine a woman asks, "Why should I date you?" A weak man might panic and start listing all his qualities. "Well, I'm a nice guy, I have a great job, I work out." A Stoic man, on the other hand, smirks and says, "You'll find out." That response is short, intriguing, and shows self-assurance. Speaking less forces her to stay engaged and want to know more. Principle number 3, never chase. Attract. Women respect men who don't chase, but instead focus on becoming high-value individuals. Chasing implies lack of self-worth. Most men make the mistake of pursuing women relentlessly, texting too much, seeking validation, and bending over backward for attention. This comes off as desperate and weak. A Stoic man understands that attraction is about presence, not pursuit. Instead of chasing, he becomes the type of man that naturally draws women in through his confidence, ambition, and self-sufficiency. Key Stoic. Quote, "A man who is self-sufficient never begs for attention. When you focus on yourself first, people, including women, naturally gravitate toward you." Actionable tip. Checkmark. Prioritize your mission. Focus on your goals, passions, and growth. A man driven by purpose is 10 times more attractive than a man who makes a woman his priority. Embrace scarcity. When something is too available, it loses value. By being selective with your attention, you increase your worth in her eyes. Control your energy. Instead of pouring all effort into impressing her, let her invest in you. If she's interested, she'll show it. Example: a weak man texts her constantly, compliments her every move, and adjusts his schedule to match hers. A Stoic man? He focuses on his own life, responds when he wants, and maintains a take-it-or-leave-it energy. This forces her to chase him, because high-value men don't run after validation. They become the prize. Principle number 4. Set boundaries and enforce them. A man without boundaries is a man without self-respect. Women test limits, not to manipulate, but to see if you're strong enough to hold your ground. Many men fail to set boundaries because they fear losing approval. They tolerate disrespect, avoid confrontation, and let people walk all over them, all in an effort to keep the peace. But the truth is, women respect men who stand their ground. If you don't enforce boundaries, she won't see you as strong or worthy of respect. Key Stoic. Quote, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Epictetus. A Stoic man isn't controlled by others. He decides what he will and won't tolerate, and sticks to it. Actionable. Tip: don't tolerate disrespect. If she flakes, ignores you, or tests you in a disrespectful way, call it out calmly and firmly. Be willing to walk away. The ultimate power in any situation is the ability to leave when your standards aren't met. Don't over-explain. Setting boundaries isn't about arguing or convincing, it's about acting decisively. Example: weak man. She cancelled plans on me last minute, but I didn't say anything because I didn't want to upset her. Stoic man. She cancelled last minute, so I told her, "I don't tolerate flakiness. Let me know when you're serious about making plans." Then I moved on. When you respect yourself, others will too, including women. Principle number 5. Control your desires. A man ruled by lust, greed, or neediness loses his sense of control. Women are drawn to men who can delay gratification and maintain discipline. Most men fall into the trap of instant gratification, constantly chasing quick pleasure, whether it's through social media, validation from women, or unhealthy habits. But a high-value man is in control of himself, not ruled by his impulses. A man who can delay gratification and focus on long-term goals commands respect, not just from women, but from the world. Key Stoic. Quote, "Freedom is the control of yourself." Seneca. True power comes from self-discipline. If you can control your desires, you own your life instead of being owned by it. Actionable tip. Checkmark. Stop chasing attention. If she's ignoring you, don't spam her with texts. Let her come to you. Master self-control. Avoid addictions to validation, social media, or unhealthy habits that drain your energy. Delay gratification. Work on your goals, fitness, and mindset instead of seeking short-term pleasure. Example: weak man. I can't stop checking my phone to see if she texted back. Stoic man. I sent one message, and now I'm focused on my work. She can respond when she wants. I don't wait around. Control yourself, and you control the world around you. Principle number 6. Stay unshaken by tests. Women will test you, whether consciously or subconsciously, to see if you're the real deal. The worst thing you can do is react emotionally or seek reassurance. Women test men to gauge their strength, not just physically, but emotionally and mentally. They want to know if you're truly confident or just faking it. Most men fail by reacting defensively, getting angry, or seeking validation. But the 1% of men stay calm, composed, and unshaken, and that's what earns respect. Key Stoic. Quote, "Be like the rock that the waves keep crashing over. It stands unmoved, and the raging of the sea falls still around it." Marcus Aurelius. A high-value man isn't swayed by emotions or external pressure. He remains steady no matter what's thrown at him. Example: weak man, "Why are you testing me like this? Don't you trust me?" Stoic man laughs, "You'll have to try harder than that to shake me." When you stay calm under pressure, you prove you're a high-value man, one that women can respect and trust. Principle number 7. Lead your own life. The most attractive trait a man can have is a clear direction in life. Women respect men who lead themselves first. A man who knows where he's going doesn't need validation, approval, or permission. He follows his own path and invites others to join him, but never chases. Women are naturally drawn to leaders, not followers. If you're constantly seeking direction from her or letting her dictate your life, she won't respect you. Instead of asking, "What do you want to do?" say, "Let's check out this new spot I found. You'll love it." Key Stoic. Quote, "Stop arguing what a good man should be. Be one." Marcus Aurelius. A strong man doesn't talk about being a leader. He just leads through his actions, purpose, and decisions.